To many people on benefits, this is the reality of life, a blank screen with no hope, no future, total despair, and a feeling like you're forgotten about. To the tabloids, however, benefits are a brilliant way to sell stories. Stories about immigration, crime, despair, and how the country's falling apart. Every night we can tune into programmes such as Jeremy Kyle and Benefit Street, seeing how people supposedly live on benefits, seeing how our money is being spent. But is life on benefits really like this? Do people even need to work? Are we paying too much welfare? Is the state falling apart? Is the country going to pot? Let's find out. "100 years ago, this was the benefit street of the day. Those unable to support themselves were sent to workhouses. In 1948, however, the government introduced the Public Assistance Act, which closed down the last of the workhouses and introduced a modern-day welfare state to help those who are unable to support themselves. In order to ensure that help only goes to those in need, conditions are put in place, and claimants can be penalised for not meeting these conditions. But who decides these conditions, and are they fair? I went to find out." Well, I have an assessment today. See, look, job centre. I'm disabled with Asperger's syndrome and ADHD, so I actually have to go to an assessment. I genuinely have no idea what's going to happen, so let's go and find out to see what happens at my assessment. So I am on the way to my assessment now. I genuinely do not know what's going to happen. A couple of my friends have said it depends on which job centre you go to for a work capability assessment. I am going to the one in Burton-upon-Trent, which is in Staffordshire, and all I know is they said come to the assessment and we will see. Now, I have been claiming disability allowance since I was 12, so I'm hoping nothing will change with this. This is for employment support allowance. And they have said that because I'm a student at the University of Salford, they might class that as training, but they're not sure. I'm told as well it depends on which advisor you see and what mood they're in. So I'm hoping Burton people are nice. So yes. Anyway, we're just entering the town of Burton-upon-Trent as we speak now, and on my right is the England training ground at St George's Park. So I doubt they ever have to go to one of these damn assessments, but oh well. So yeah, I'm quite nervous. So we are here now in Burton. Now obviously I can't show you the assessment itself, but bit nervous. So I'm going to go to the assessment now. My bag's falling apart. So I will see you in about an hour or so. That was easier than I thought. Hello, so had the assessment. The good news is I am still allowed to claim employment support allowance, or ESA, and I've had conditions put in place. Conditions are that I have to come here to Burton-upon-Trent every month to check that I'm still doing what I'm doing. They said that because I'm at the University of Salford, they're more than happy to class that as training because they didn't want me doing nothing. So yes, I'm quite relieved. I still have my ESA, so I'm not going to be poor, and yeah, they're happy with me learning. So thumbs up. Thank you, Burton Job Centre. I know I was lucky, but many people aren't. I've come to Salford in Greater Manchester to the Unemployment Resource Centre. Here they advise people who have been sanctioned. I met somebody called Angela who has been sanctioned, and this is what she had to say.
It's really hard because you're struggling because they sanction you for stupid things. And with me being a pensioner, I'm 63 now, and basically these sanctioned things are very hard. I had to have a food parcel. I had to have help towards my gas and my electric. Anybody what had nobody to turn to, and they'd get sanctioned, they top themselves because that's what the government wants us to do. Some people, they've worked all their lives. Now, for some reason, they've got took off work. They have to go to the job centre, to go to the job centre. Well, the job centre look at us lot. Not only Salford people, it happens all over. Like with a number or muck on the shoe. They're not interested. And when I got sanctioned, I felt as though I was that small. And I collapsed and the doctor said it was the stress of all this, what's come up, the sanction and everything. Because I didn't know where my next penny was coming from. Because the government, they don't give two monkeys what us lot think. All is worth to them is a number. And if we don't stick up for our rights, they'd walk all over you. And I've met somebody, I know a friend, what has gone through the same thing as what I went through. And they advised them not to be frightened of going through this appeal courts. Because the appeal courts, they're not as frightening, they're not frightening. They're really lovely people and they will help you. They will decide, but I won 2 appeals within 1 week from sanctioned and taking me off my JSA.
People like Angela are not unique. Last year there were over 275,000 sanctions for people claiming job seekers allowance. And the year before there were over 595,000 sanctions handed out to people claiming job seekers allowance. So why is all this happening now? Well, conditions on welfare have been around since the beginning of the welfare state, although to many claimants the restrictions have got stricter in recent years. This is partly down to the 2015 Conservative Party manifesto, which on page 26 discusses welfare.
We will cap overall welfare spending, lower the amount of benefits that any household can receive to £23,000 and continue to roll out universal credit to make work pay. Under Labour, those who worked hard found more and more of their earnings taken away in tax to support a welfare system that allowed, and even encouraged, people to choose benefits when they could be earning a living.
Now, the government has refused all our requests for an interview, although they have given me a statement. Here are some key points from it.
Our welfare reforms are giving everyone the opportunity to get on in every stage in their lives. Since 2010, we have seen unemployment fall. Our employment rate has soared to record levels and average wages are rising. Our welfare reforms are transforming the lives of some of the poorest families in society, giving people the skills and opportunities to move into work and enjoy the security that earning a regular wage can bring. Sanctions are an important part of our benefits system, and it is right that there is a system in place for tackling those few who do not fulfil their commitment to find work.
Well, how much of the national budget is spent on welfare? If you're a taxpayer, you may have seen this pie chart in recent years. This shows what the government spends its money on. As you can see, welfare is by far the largest expenditure. This pie chart, however, is often criticised for being misleading, as it includes public sector pensions with welfare. Shown below is a breakdown of the welfare budget according to the Office for National Statistics. Now, the government will say this is the more important pie chart. This shows where each year the money for the Treasury comes from. As you can see, in 2010, a large amount was borrowed. Now, this has decreased dramatically since then, although a large amount is still borrowed. But the big question is, once the deficit has been paid off and the country is making a surplus again, will benefits go back to where they were before austerity kicked in? Well, the answer to that is, no one knows.